Hi, Chris. I just want to say thank you so much for meeting with me today. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself, about your previous job experience?
Sure. I've been in HR for about 5 years now. I've done a little bit of everything. Primarily and recently on my previous contract that I was at Dedicated Staffing Solutions, I was in charge of pretty much revamping the entire process of the onboarding. So that meant creating a new process when new talent would come in. I was also staffing companies. So what we would do is we would just interview and kind of like source all of the good nurses. It was in a healthcare department and just make sure we brought the best of the best. On top of that, since it was pretty much a quote unquote starting company, pretty much I had to build everything from scratch. There was a lot of procedures and processes from the moment that I started there to the moment I finished. And there were talks of implementing also an ATS system there, just because it would benefit a lot of the directors and a lot of the managers, and obviously our clients were pretty much hospitals. So pretty much I was in charge of doing that every day. We had a team of initially it was just me, so I was just doing everything by myself, and then eventually there was two more that joined. They were assisting me with all that. But pretty much that was my entire duties there, just making sure that everything was running and smooth. Everything that we did was implemented correctly. That way there was no errors or anything like that. Previous to that, I was a THPAS as an HR generalist. There, I focused a lot of in the employee relations side of things, and I did also assisted with a lot of the onboarding as well, the talent acquisition side of things, and benefits as well. On the benefits side of things, for the most part, I assisted with the HR manager there. We coordinated, so our open enrollment was every November. I believe that's everywhere, but for our company was in November, pretty much months, I want to say a month in advance. We started preparing a lot of things. We started making sure that everything was correct. If there was any updates coming from the corporate office, we would make sure that we would address those and make sure that before we had the big meeting with it was a manufacturing plant. So before we had the big meeting with everyone on all three shifts, had to make sure that everything was correct and be ready for questions that were going to be asked. And then once the meeting was happening, we would ask those folks, like if anything's going to change, and if they have any other questions, pretty much to come up to us. And then usually after we had the meeting, we had a lot of people come to us pretty much every day on all three shifts, asking us questions as to, hey, how do I feel this size? Is going to be good for me? Is this not going to be good for me? So I would explain to them also, and their policy was that for short-term and long-term, what's it called? Disability, they had to pay for it. So what I would do is I would calculate how much it would be per week, because that's how much it is charged. It was charged there. So just pretty much assisted them with a lot of any questions that they have, point of contacts. And if there was a question that it was more of a corporate question, then I will direct them to the HR manager and say, hey, we're going to we have your question. We're going to ask this to corporate, and we're going to reach out back to you as soon as we get a response from them. Because at the end of the day, most of the decisions was done on the corporate level. We would just pretty much put in what's it called, the message to the workers. But
Okay.
aside of that, it was just a lot of, like I said, employee relations and all that. Now, my previous role before that was mainly recruiting side of things. It was a lot of recruiting, sourcing, cold calling, and all those things. And that was at
Okay.
Food Corp, and that was at Rescue Mental Health.
Thank you so much, Chris, for sharing that. And let me ask you, so what are you looking for in your next role?
I am looking for pretty much a team that allows growth. A, that's one. And two, just a team that's very supportive, that is very encouraging, that um, everyone there actually works as a team. I'm a very team player. I also like working by myself, I'll be honest, but I do like being surrounded by like-minded people that we're gonna just make sure that we're there to support and help in as many ways as we can and as much as we can. And so that's pretty much what I'm looking for, just being part of an encouraging team that supports growth and obviously has a great team morale.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Chris. And if the company decides that they would like to move forward with you, how soon would you be available to start this role?
I will be available to start I want to say as soon as possible. I mean, realistically, I'll say maybe a week or two. But it's pretty, I'm pretty open and flexible.
Okay, well, Chris, I just want to say thank you so much for meeting with me today. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.